big chance you are visiting Prague on a weekend.
And guess who else is coming to Prague? Everyone, literally. So the first thing you need to know is that
it's gonna be busy. And you're probably not realizing how busy, but I'm gonna show you just on the opposite side of this passage. Prague on a weekend is not a serene getaway. It's more of a bustling mosh pit.
Prague city center is the busiest between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Charles Bridge is a challenge to cross, Petřín funicular has a 30-minute line, and everywhere else is packed.
So what do you do in this case? You can do most of your sightseeing before 10 a.m., then get to some park, sit down under a tree and meditate for the rest of the day. There's nothing you can do. Prague is just crowded like that, and even worse most of the time on the weekend. So my tip would be for you to see Prague Castle, Astronomical Clock and Charles Bridge before 11 a.m. So you can dedicate the second half of your day to exploring some different area or visiting a museum or a gallery.
What you can take advantage of on the weekend in Prague are the farmers' markets. The most popular one is held at Naplavka every Saturday between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Here you can enjoy local delicacies, a bit of street food, handmade products, pastries, but this market mainly sells local produce.
As you can see, there are already quite a lot of people, but it's just 8 a.m. Officially they open at 8 a.m., but I think they're always here earlier than that.
Another market I have to mention in this video is the Flea Market.
So a lot of you have been asking us over the years to make a video about Prague's flea market, so we decided to include it into this one. And we have just visited it. It was my third time, Václav's first time. It is not for free. You have to pay 50 crowns for an entrance. It's better that you have coins. You can use them at the turnstiles in the front. But if you have a card, they will also help you how to pay by card.
I saw the DVDs Horny Selection. Did you see them? Horny Selection.
No. What was there?
Well, what do you think there is?
Oh. So as you can see, guys, this place is a bit of everything. You have clothing section here, you have electronics, you have weapons.
Machetes are
Machetes are
like right there.
You have not seen anything. You have klobasa and you have a hidden flag of Confederation over there.
I also have to warn you that this market is located far away from the city center and public transport gets super crowded, so it might look hectic when you arrive there.
I'm not sure I would actually recommend this place for tourists because it's a bit on a rougher side. Let's put it this way, if you have all of your teeth and you speak English, you will stand out quite a lot. And as soon as the sellers hear you speaking, they will of course try to rip you off. I don't think we had a bad deal with this beautiful graphic. He sold it to us for 100 crowns, which I think it actually should cost like 20. But we don't mind because they allowed us to film the process and that was nice.
I haven't seen many vintage and antique stands this time around. So if you are on a treasure hunt for those, it is easier to just go to the individual stores in the city center.
Nevertheless, it's like a fun thing to do, and if you don't mind a little like dodgier experience, if you want that adrenaline rush, definitely check it out. My tip for you guys, don't wear anything fancy, and if you are a person who is like cheerful and smiling all the time like this, just try to look like this.
So like you look all the time?
Yeah, I look like that all the time, yeah. A lot of you say that I'm like, oh, you're so funny, you're so bubbly. In real life, I have the rest face. Let's talk about parking. Basically, there's no free parking in the city center of Prague. Now, when we got the bad news out of the way, let's talk about how you actually can park here. We have 3 parking zones in Prague: blue, orange and purple. Purple zone is the zone that you should aim for because it allows you to park for 24 hours. Essentially, you park between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. and then at night it is for free. You can pay for all of these parking options either through the parking lot machine or at this website. Travelers, though, prefer to park for 24 hours at the guarded parking lot. So what are the options there? You can check out these 2 websites. They offer different parking lots all around Prague. But the cheapest option is the so-called P plus R or park and ride option. P plus R parking lots also have 3 different types: 2, 1 and 0 for 100 crowns, 50 crowns and 0 crowns per day respectively. Zone 2 is the closest one to the city center and Zone 0 is the furthest away from the city center and it is not guarded. By the way, this is not my car, I don't drive.
Prague Castle on a weekend is crazy. If you want to beat the crowds, visit in the morning before the change of guards. Do not visit between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. if you are agoraphobic. If you want to see the interiors, one thing you can do is get a ticket and do the cathedral last when the line there is the shortest. Just make sure to enter it at least 1 hour before closing time.
Speaking of tickets, if you would like to attend a concert or a tour when you're visiting Prague on a weekend, it's always a good idea to pre-book your spots, because there's usually a limited amount of people who would be allowed to participate. In case of the National Theatre, the tickets for the shows sell out months before. Other attractions like museums and galleries, for example, do not require you to buy tickets ahead of time because they will not run out of them.
If you are visiting Prague on a weekend, you will do a lot of walking, but you might need to use public transport as well. For that, download this app and you can buy all of your tickets there. Just make sure to wait before your ticket is activated and then enter the public transport. Not to discourage you from using public transport, but on a weekend it is less frequent and packed, especially this tram, number 22, that goes to the Prague Castle. A can of sardines on a weekend. I'd rather walk.
Our next tip is gonna be about money. Now, locals might tell you that you can pay everywhere by card because they just don't go to the city center so much. In the city center, a lot of restaurants and shops do not accept cards or have regular problems with ATMs. So my next tip would be to get at least some cash for your Prague visit. I can recommend an exchange place on Kaprova Street as well as Panska exchange places. Always make your reservation for dinner and lunch if you are interested in going to some popular restaurants such as Kuchyň, Lokal, U Dvou Koček, U Glaubicu, U Medvídku. Basically anything with you in the front. Same goes for bars. Usually all of the bars in the city center are booked out on a Friday and Saturday night. So what do you do if you didn't know any of that and you need a table right now? You need to get out of the old town and the lesser town. Try booking a table in the restaurants in the new town, Vinohrady, Žižkov, Smíchov. These areas are usually not so busy. And if you didn't have any luck there, well, I think it's Christmas then, right? So Merry Christmas! Prague weekends are very eventful. It might be a surprise for some visitors, but usually protests are held on Saturdays and Sundays. So sometimes when you are on the Wenceslas Square on a Saturday, you can become part of a crowd that you may or may not support. Also, weekends are the prime time for all the festivals, marathons and other social events. Okay guys, I hope this video was helpful to you so you can plan your weekend stay in Prague better, and we'll see you in our next one. Bye!